Hello, and welcome to the Z Hut. I'm Jay, and today we're going to take a look at making a homemade little sandblaster. And we're just going to be using one of these little air dusters, air guns, whatever you want to call it. And you can pick one of these up, Walmart, your Harbor Freight tool, a parts store, unclaimed freight. I mean, this is going to be something that's easy to find. I got mine off of, that was a website. I was ordering some parts or some other stuff, and it was from China. And the more stuff you buy, the better the deal gets because, you know, the shipping and the stuff is so cheap to begin with. I think I paid like $1.50 for this when it was all said and done. But I did put in a big order of a lot of stuff, so. All right, well, besides that, we're going to need a pop bottle. Now, unfortunately, all I have around, I had like 2 or 3 of these 2 liters. I very, very rarely drink pop. And these were something that somebody left here, and I saved them because there's always a use for them. And then once we get this built, you're going to need some sand. You can get the silica sand for sandblasting. Then there's some other, the walnut shell or whatever, and then there's glass. This is just sand. Some people call this play sand, the fine play sand. This actually came out of those sandbags you can buy to put in the back of your vehicle in the winter to give you more traction. I had a bunch of them. Don't need them. I think I had like 6 of them. If the weather gets really bad in the winter, I put 2 in the back of the truck, but otherwise, don't need them. It's just a little bit heavier grit than your silica sand, but it's still, I did not need to sift it. So that's what I'm using, but it's your choice of what kind of media you want to use. As for tools, before I forget, the air gun, you want to make sure it's one that has one of these attachments so it has like a little tube on it. Because without that, you're not going to be able to make this. So just remember, you want a tube. This one here is only a couple inches long. I've seen them where they're like 2 to 3 times this long. You don't need very long length. Not that crucial. But for tools, you're going to need a way. We got to make a little hole in this. I'm just going to try my Dremel. I got a grinder on here. If this doesn't work, I've got some other accessories, some cut-off blades and stuff. But I think this will work. You're going to need some way to remove this little plastic thing, and well, why don't we just do that right now. There we go. You could probably get it off with just the pliers, but I had one of these cutters, side cutters, made it a little easier. All right, then we'll put the cap back on. All right. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to drill through there. We might want to go through here. Yeah, I came up the idea for doing this because, well, it wasn't exactly my original idea. I've seen some other videos on this, and I was curious if this is really going to work like it shows in the videos because, well, there's a way to trick people with the camera. Those perpetual motion machines, there's a lot of videos on those, and that's just a person standing out of frame of the camera with an air hose blowing on it to make the thing spin. And I just wanted to see if this really works or not. So, all right, I think on this we're going to have to put the hole in here. But yeah, the other tools we're going to need, well, we got the Dremel with the grinder. Then we're going to need a drill. And a drill bit that is just the tiniest bit smaller than the tube on the air gun. We want the fitting to be fairly tight. And then, of course, number 1 tool, make sure you have your safety glasses. I'm going to put them on now so I don't forget. And just a recommendation, you know, if you go down to Harbor Freight to get your air gun for building this, don't buy your safety glasses there. Them 99-cent safety glasses, nope. Them safety glasses are what's between your eyes and the thing come flying at it. Buy a good pair. These were $6. I usually get about a year out of them because I put them back in the package and I'm not using them. These are good. Those unclaimed freight and dollar store and Harbor Freight ones, you drop them on the ground, sometimes they'll just shatter. I mean, don't trust them. That ain't saying that you might find a good pair at a dollar store. It's just remember, the less money, excuse me, you spend on it, the less quality it's going to be. All right, well, let's just go ahead, open this up and build it. Then I'll turn the big air compressor on, and I got a big air compressor. And we'll go outside, I'll find something rusty, and we'll see if this does actually work. I've got a feeling it will, because I've had a small sandblaster and a big sandblaster in the past. I have no need for one now. Now, this gun ain't the greatest quality, but it'll work. I'm going to need a pliers to get that off. Let's see, I should have one sitting right here. There we go. Alright, like I was saying, this, I don't see why this shouldn't work. It's just going to be getting the hole the right size and maybe having to play around with the pressure. But generally, when I was sandblasting in the past, the higher the pressure, the quicker it blasted the stuff. So, all right, let's see. I want that close to in the top. All right, let me grab a marker. Let's see here. There's a Sharpie. That'll give us a mark. I'll push that back just a little bit. We're going to figure right about there. I can set that off to the side. Now, what we need to do is to make a little hole in here, and that's going to allow the sand to get in here when the air is going. So I'm going to clamp this down in my vise. Let's see, maybe I'll clamp it. I can clamp it harder this way. There we go, that's not going to move. All right, the Dremel's plugged in. All right, I think we're going to need high speed. Check it out here. We don't want to get the hole too big. I'm thinking this will do. I'm going to need to get a little punch or something because it kind of pushed some of the metal down a little. Hold on a second. Let me grab here. I got a pick. That might do it. There we go. That's getting it out of there. Alright, well that looks like it'll let the sand through there. I'm going to clean it up just a little bit. Well, I think we can do it on low. Just wanted to get those burrs off of there if possible. There we go. As you can see, that's not that wide. I don't, not quite a 1/4 inch, a little over 1/8. But yeah, you'll have to experiment with it a little bit. Now, hopefully this tube turns in there. I forgot to check that. Well, I can fix that. No big deal. Whoop. Get that to turn in there. It should. Because what I want, I should have put it on here to line it up. Wasn't thinking about that. Because the other one of these I have, until you tighten it up, it's able to turn in there. It still should. I think we're still okay. Oh, okay, I see what we need here. I need to tap it with the hammer. That'll loosen it up so I can turn it. I think we got it. Oh. Yeah, that's the problem with buying stuff offline. It's cheap. Sometimes it doesn't work the same way as your good stuff does. There we go. Now she's turning in there. Yeah, I goofed a little there. That's my bad. I guess I got into a hurry. But yeah, it does turn. It just hadn't been turned before. I've got another one of these over on the wall somewhere. And until you tighten it down, you can turn this. So I wasn't too worried about it. So we just need to do is adjust that so that it's up and down. There we go. Make sure that's still tight. Yeah, we're going to want to go just a little bit more. Let's see. Yeah, what I'll do next time if I make another one of these is I will screw it on here first and then mark the top. But yes, we got it to work. Sorry about that. I just, like I said, the other ones of these I have, this turns until you tighten it down, but this is an El Cheapo Chinesium. But we got her to work. All right, let me throw this back in the toolbox and we'll get moving on here. All right, we don't need the Dremel anymore, so I can put that aside. Now, we're going to take the bottle. As I said, we didn't really have enough room to go here. Plus, there's some ribs. Oh, let me check it again, because it is thicker plastic right there. Yeah, it doesn't quite fit between the caps, so we are going to have to go right here. I hope that doesn't make too much of a difference. Okay, try not to tighten it in enough to damage the threads. Let's see, I'm going to want it back enough to clear the lip. And then try to line it up. There's a seam on the bottle. I was drilling in the center of that. Then I can look through the bottle and try to line it up with the bottom seam. And hopefully, it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. It looks pretty close. It looks like I was off about maybe a 1/16 of an inch. Not too big of a deal. Now, like I thought, yeah, I went just a little too small with the bit. I grabbed another one. I grabbed the next two sizes down. I used my drill gauge for the drill bit, and I stuck this in there, and then I grabbed two drill bits the next two sizes down. This one, yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to make it fit through that one now. Just a teeniest tiny bit of reaming. Oops. Oh, almost wants to go in. There we go. Get it to come out the other side. There we go. Look at that. Now the principle behind this is when you're not using it, and you'll have sand in there, it'll help it hold upright. But when you go to use it, and also to keep the sand just from running out, like it's going through an hourglass or something, you turn it down, but when you're ready to use it, you turn it up and you're going to have to hold it. Now, I didn't have a small, regular, little pop bottle. If this does work good, I will probably, next time I go to the gas station, get gas. I'll buy a pop and drink it. Like I said, I'm not really a big pop drinker. All right, well, let's put some sand in this. You see, I've got a funnel right here behind me. I think we'll be, actually, I'm just going to pull that out to make it easier. All right, well, while I finish pouring the sand in here, because it's going to take probably about a minute, I'll just go ahead and stop the video. But what I'm going to do is I got a table here I'm going to pull outside in front of the shop. I'll find something that's rusty, and I'll turn the air compressor on. I have that turned off at the moment so it doesn't kick on while I'm doing the video because it's really loud. Like I said, I got a big air compressor. We're not going to outrun it with this. With a great big industrial sandblaster, yeah, we'd outrun the compressor, but not with this. So, all right, well, I'll catch you back in just a moment and we'll test this out. All right, I'm set up outside. I just dug around and I had this rusty washer. I figured that'd be good enough for a demonstration to find out if this works or not. I didn't have any sandblasting gloves themselves, but these are welding gloves. And they're nice thick leather, and it's going to be better than just wearing a piece of cloth gloves. So if you're going to do a lot of sandblasting, get some sandblasting gloves. They are a little thicker than this. I also have my safety glasses on once again. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. Oh, I do got to mention the connector. Let's see if I can get it down here in frame. I went to plug the one that was built into this. It's right here. I went to plug it onto the air compressor hose, and it didn't fit. And it's some goofy different thread size and some goofy, I don't know, it's a fitting I've never seen before. But with luck, I had between a couple of adapters, I had the stuff to make it work. So, all right, I dropped the air hose. So we're going to go ahead and connect this up and see if this actually does work. All right, whoops. Having troubles there. All right, the air hose is connected. All right, I'm going to turn the air on. It'll take just a second. There we go. All right, we are ready to go. So let's find out. Well, is a homemade sandblaster going to actually sandblast? I'll unhook the air there, set it to the side so it's not as loud. If I would have went a little longer, we probably could have got, you can see there's a little bit of dark stuff yet. That was the deeper down rust spots. But holy cow. This definitely isn't something you'd want to use, to sandblast a whole car panel or something, but for doing small parts, it actually worked. And I was just using, play sand or sandbag sand, desert sand, whatever you want to call it. It's just, it doesn't have big, thick rocks in it. So, heck, if you went down to your local beach when nobody was around and grabbed a 5-gallon bucket of sand, brought it home, ran it through a window screen, you'd probably be okay. All right, well, I guess all those videos on this now. Some of the others I seen it blasted a little quicker. I'm not going to go ahead. I'm just going to wrap this video up, but I'm going to try. I imagine if I open this hole up here just a little bit more, we'd probably get a little more sand And the compressor is at 120 psi. I can turn it up. That compressor will actually go up to 250 before we have a problem. And yes, like I said earlier in the video, I got a big air compressor because I did used to use it for sandblasting. Don't run my machine shop anymore, so don't have that equipment. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I'd like to thank you for joining us here at the Z-Hut today. Hope you found this information useful. You did. Give us a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it big time. So with that, I hope you have a great day. And, well, have fun sandblasting with your homemade sandblaster.